I'm Effie, and today's video is going to be my complete physical TBR. Well, I say complete. I am not going to be counting the Terry Pratchett's, as I genuinely can't remember which ones I've read and not read. Please comment down below which of the books you most want me to read from my shelves, and I will read all of them next year. And whilst you're commenting, feel free to take a guess at how many unread books I have on my shelves. But let's just get straight into it. In Black and White by Alexandra Wilson. The Spirit Engineer by A.J. West. Death of a She-Devil by Faye Weldon. Artemis by Andy Weir. Blood over Brighthaven by M.L. Wang. The Trip to Time by Kit Duvall. Adults by Emma Jane Unsworth. The Other People. The Gathering by C.J. Tudor. The Queen and I by Sue Townsend. Burn Down, Rise Up by Vincent Torrado. After Parties by Anthony Vaisner-So. A Brighter Darker Art by Hallie Starling. Home by Kayleen Steed. Court of the Undying Seasons by A.M. Strickland. Young Mungo by Douglas Stewart. The City of Stardust by Georgia Summers. Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor. The Complete Bargainer series by Laura Thalassa. The Honey Witch by Sydney J. Shields. The Sins on Their Bones by Laura R. Samerton. The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. The Five by Hallie Rubenhold. Blood Heir and Red Tigress by Amelie Wen Zhao. The Language of Dead Flowers by Charlotte Amelia Poe. An Ordinary Wonder by Buki Papillon. Not Forever But For Now. Adjustment Day by Chuck Palahniuk. George Orwell Omnibus, consisting of Animal Farm, Burmese Days, A Clergyman's Daughter, Coming Up for Air, Keep the Aspidistra Flying, and 1984. XOXO by Axie O. Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. Deep in Providence by Rhys M. Nielsen. How High We Go in the Dark by Sakura Nakamatsu. Harrow the Ninth by Tasman Muir. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. Good Morning Good Night by Lin-Manuel Miranda and Johnny Sun. These Infinite Threads and All This Twisted Glory by Tahara Mafi. The Niche and Smile by C.J. Murwild. The Many Half-Lived Lives of Sam Sylvester by Maya McGregor. Betty by Tiffany McDaniel. Dinosaurs on Other Planets by Danielle McLaughlin. Female Husbands by Jen Mannion. Kingdom of the Wicked and Kingdom of the Cursed by Kerry Maniscalco. Wahala by Nikki May. Mad Sisters of Essie by Tashan Mehta. Orpheus Builds a Girl by Heather Parry. Tell Me My Name by Amy Reed. All American Boys by Jason Reynolds and Brendan Keeley. Doctor Who Time Lord Fairy Tales by Justin Richards. Never Look Back by Lillian Rivera. Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson. Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. The Giver Quartet by Lois Lowry. Now She Is Witch by Kirsty Logan. That Time I Got Drunk and Yeeted a Love Potion at a Werewolf by Kimberly Lemming. Jade City, Jade War, and Jade Legacy by Fonda Lee. Keisha the Scat by Jade L.B. Skullduggery Pleasant Deathbringer by Derek Landy. Dragonfall by L.R. Lamb. Midnight in Everwood by M.A. Kuznia. Death and the Penguin by Andrei Kirkov. Wolves by Simon Ings. The P.D. James Omnibus, consisting of An Unsuitable Job for a Woman, Death of an Expert Witness, and Innocent Blood. The Black House by Carol Johnston. Master of One by Jada Jones and Danny Bennett. The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out of the Window and Disappeared by Jonas Jonasson. Salt Grows Heavy by Cassandra Kaur. Under the Oak Tree Volume 1 by Suji Kim. Woman Eating by Claire Coda. Scary Monsters by Michelle de Kretzer. Hummingbird by Tristan Hughes. Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. The Grace of Kings, A Wall of Storms, The Veiled Throne, and Speaking Bones, all by Ken Liu. Bandersnatch by Paul Tremblay. The Hobbit, The Fellowship of the Ring, and The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien. The Day of the Triffids by John Wyndham. Now Go on Grief and Studio Ghibli by Carl Thomas Smith. Bioshock Rapture by John Shirley. Disfigured on Fairy Tales, Disability and Making Space by Amanda Leduc, A Flower of Jet by Belle Mooney, Knights and Bikes by Gabriel Kent, Moomin Midwinter by Tove Jansson, The Nightingales Are Drunk by Hafez, Feed by Mira Grant, The Demon Headmaster and The Revenge of the Demon Headmaster by Gillian Cross, The Crystal Palace by Frances Mary Hendry, Voyage on the Great Titanic by Ellen Emerson White, The Hunger by Carol Drinkwater, and Blitz by Vince Cross, The Dark is Rising by Susan Cooper, Empress and Anya by Candice Carty-Williams, The Threepenny Opera by Bertolt Brecht, Mistborn Secret History, The Hero of Ages, and The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson, Make You Mine This Christmas by Lizzie Huxley Jones, Afterlove by Tanya Byrne, spoiler alert, All the Feels, Shipwrecked, and At First Spite by Olivia Dade, Exciting Times by Nisha Dolan, A Shock by Keith Ridgway, The Magnificent Sons by Justin Mayers, Animal Joy by Noir Alistair, Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe, An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Pan, The Coldest Touch by Isabel Sterling, The Whale Tattoo by John Ransom, Vagabonds by Alok Hosa Osunde, Dear Centurion by Akwaeke Emezi, Pachinko Parlor by Alicia Schwa Dusapin, Beasts of Prey by Ayana Gray, Luster by Raven Leilani, Twin Crowns by Catherine Doyle and Catherine Webber, The Mercies by Kieran Millwood Hargrave, Seven Faceless Saints by M.K. Lobb, Defy the Night by Bridget Camerara, This Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron, My First Popsicle edited by Zosha Mamet, Nevada by Imogen Binney, Milkfed by Melissa Broder, Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare, Parallel Hells by Leon Craig, Queen of the Conquered by Kaysen Callender, The Madness of Grief by the Reverend Richard Coles, Reader I Murdered Him by Betsy Cornwell, The Bells by Donielle Clayton, A Universe of Wishes by Donielle Clayton, Wicked as You Wish by Rin Chapaco, I Am Margaret Moore by Hannah Capin, A Psalm of Storms and Silence by Roseanne A. Brown, The Edge of Being by James Brandon, Take It Back by Kia Abdullah, Sharp Ends by Joe Abercrombie, The Beautiful, The Wrath and the Dawn, and The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Adier, The Dark Lady by Akala, In Every Mirror She's Black by Lola Ikamadi Akastrom, Amari and the Great Game by B.B. Alston, Broken Wings by Virginia Andrews, The Warm Hands of Ghosts by Catherine Arden, Mansfield Park by Jane Austen, We Had to Remove This Post by Hannah Burvotes, Yinka, Where's Your Husband by Lizzie Damalola Blackburn, The Familiar by Lee Bardugo, A Crow Named Torment by Silas A. Bischoff, The Gathering Dark edited by Tori Bovolino, One for My Enemy, Alone with You in the Ether, The Atlas Six, The Atlas Paradox, and The Atlas Complex, all by Olivia Blake. The Walker Book of Ghost Stories, edited by Susan Hill, Strike the Ziffer by Joan He, The Treatment by Mo Hader, The Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow, Deep Light by Francis Hardinge, Death Notice by Zhu Haohu, Reprieve by James Han Matson, Pure Dead Magic, Pure Dead Brilliant, Pure Dead Wicked, Deep Trouble, Deep Fear, and Deep Water, all by Debbie Glory, Go Goddess Queen, and The End Crowns All by B. Fitzgerald, Foxglove and Wisteria by Adeline Grace, The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin, The Appeal by Janice Hallett, Every Single Minute by Hugo Hamilton, The Witch and the Vampire by Francesca Flores, The Familiar Volume 1 by Mark Z. Danielewski, Transmogrify edited by G. Harron Davis, These Impossible Things by Salma L. Wardani, Leech by Hiram Innes, Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez, All That She Can See and With This Kiss by Carrie Hope Fletcher, Sight Witch and Witch Shadow by Susan Dennard, Chaos and Flame by Tessa Grattan and Justina Ireland, Under Rose-Tainted Skies by Louise Gornall, The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin, Salt on Our Skin by Benoit Groult, Beasts of Ruin by Ayana Gray, I Want That Twink Obliterated, edited by Trip Gailey, Robert Berg and C.L. McCartney, Lover Eternal, Lover Awakened, Lover Revealed, Lover Unbound, Lover Enshrined, Lover Avenged, Lover Mine, Lover Unleashed, and Lover Reborn by J.R. Ward. Haunted Hearts, Jack of Thorns, Knight of Flames, Lord of Ravens, Reeve of Veils, Page of Tricks, Rites of Winter, Sigils of Spring, Spells of Summer, Runes of Fall, and Wheel of Fate by A.K. Faulkner. Feast of Sparks, Harvest of Sighs, Door of Bruises, Priest, Sinner, and Saint, all by Sierra Simone. Boyfriends by Michael Penderson, Book of Goose by Yi-Yun Lee, Belonging by Amanda Thompson, Christmas Days by Jeanette Winterson, All Men Want to Know by Nina Borai, You Made a Fool Out of Death with Your Beauty by Akwaeke Emezi, Dinosaurs by Lydia Millett, The Eyes Are the Best Part by Monica Kim, Tenderness by Alison McLeod, Death on the Trans-Siberian Express by C.J. Farrington, The Darlings of the Asylum by Noel O'Reilly, The Sun and the Void by Gabriela Romero Lacruz, One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, If I Have to Be Haunted by Miranda Sun, Portrait of a Thief by Grace D. Lee, In the Ravenous Dark by A.M. Strickland, Learwife by J.R. Thorpe, The Second Sight of Zachary Cloudsley by Sean Lusk, The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed, What Dreams Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross, When We Were Birds by Ayanna Lloyd Banwo, The Passengers by Will Asham, Sea of Tranquility by Emily St. John Mandel, Death Note All-in-One Edition by Tazugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata, Search a Freak Volume 3, Volume 4, Volume 5, and Volume 6 by Darren Shan and Takahiro Arai, Ten Dance Volume 1 by Ina Sotoa, I Have a Secret by Yoru Sumino, The Cats of the Louvre by Taiyo Matsumoto, Heroes Omnibus by various authors, A Girl on the Shore by Inio Asano, I Hear the Sunspot Limit 2 and Limit 3 by Yuki Firmino, Skip Volumes 4, 5 and 6 by Yoshiki Nakamura. The two of them are pretty much like this by Takashi Ikuda, Orange Complete Collection by Ishigo Takana, Battle Royale Volume 10, Volume 11, Volume 12, Volume 13, Volume 14, and Volume 15 by Koshin Takami and Masayuki Taguchi. Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes, House of Glass by Rojana Crate, Whisper to Me by Nick Lake, Skullduggery Pleasant Mortal Coil by Derek Landy, The Trees Grew Because I Bled There by Eric LaRocca, Don't Ask Me Where I'm From by Jennifer De Leon, If I Can't Have You by Charlotte Levine, Rosemary's Baby by Ivred Levine, The Tangleroot Palace by Marjorie Liu, The Grace Keepers by Kirsty Logan, 8 Perfect Hours by Leah Lewis, Rest in Pieces by Bess Lovejoy, Young Elite, The Midnight Star, and The Rose Society by Marie Liu, A Taste of Darkness edited by Amy McCaw and Maria Kuznia, The Map That Led to You by Ella McLeod, American Royals by Catherine McGee, The Female of the Species by Mindy McGuinness, A Blade So Black by L.L. McKinney, One of Us is Lying, and One of Us is Next by Karen McManus, Trans Rights by various authors, A Short Stay in Hell by Stephen Peck, Chronicle of a Death Foretold by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel, Le Morte d'Arthur by Sir Thomas Mallory, A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahara Mafi, Tease by Amanda Maciel, In the Dream House by Carmen Maria Machado, Like a Charm by Elle McNichol, From Hell by Alan Moore and Eddie Campbell, Sleepwalk and Other Stories by Adrian Tamine, Fine Print by Steph-Jan Sipip, Nectar edited by Tab Kimpton and Harry-Ann Bentley, Ambrosia edited by Tab Kimpton and Jade Sarson, Come Together edited by Tab Kimpton and Alex Asson, Sir Butler and Boy, Shades of A by Tab Kimpton, Wake by Rebecca Hall, Imagine Wanting Only This by Kristen Radka, When Stars Are Scattered by Victoria Jameson and Omar Mohammed, Don't Call Me Crazy edited by Kelly Jensen, Gaio by Junji Ito, There's No Time Like the Present by Paul B. Rainey, Bloom by Kevin Panetta and Savannah Ganicho, The Complete Mouse by Art Spiegelman, Skullduggery Pleasant Bad Magic by Derek Landy, Aquicorn Cove, Princess Ever After by Kay O'Neill, Lore Olympus Volume 3, Volume 4, Volume 5, and Volume 6, all by Rachel Smith. If You Read This, and Two Sisters Story of Freedom by Corinne Gatton, The Corrections by Jonathan Franzen, Good Girls Die First by Catherine Foxfield, The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett, Dream a Little Dream by Giovanna Fletcher, Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo, The Wicked Deep by Shay Earnshaw, Pet, Freshwater and Bitter by Akiko Mezi, Sex Life, Skin, Speed, Star and Suit by B.B. Easton, The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas, Pirate Cinema and Homeland by Cory Doctorow, At Night All Blood is Black by David Diop, The Dark Wife by S.E. Dima, Mortal Chaos by Matt Dickinson, The Man in the High Castle by Philip K. Dick, Toxic by Natasha Devon, Legendborn by Tracy Dion, Truth Witch, Wind Witch, Blood Witch, and The Luminaries by Susan Dennard, The Blade Itself, Best Served Cold, Before They Are Hanged, and Last Judgment of Kings by Joe Abercrombie, The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo, The Salmon of Doubt by Douglas Adams, Watership Down by Richard Adams, Children of Blood and Bone and Children of Vice and Vengeance by Tommy Adeyemi, Mad, Bad and Dangerous to Know by Samira Ahmed, Our Crooked Hearts and The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert, Because You Love to Hate Me, edited by Amory, All the Birds in the Sky by Charlie Jane Anders, The House with Chicken Legs by Sophie Anderson, Salt Slope by Julia Armfield, The Fine Print by Lauren Asher, The Pharmacist by Rachel Atala, Wonder Woman Warbringer by Lee Bardugo, You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight and This Wicked Fate by Kaylin Bayron, The Fiancé Farce by Alexandria Belfleur, The Favourite by S.V. Berlin, The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, Chasing the Stars by Mallory Blackman, Lucky Ghost by Matthew Blackstead, Exquisite Corpse by Poppy Z. Bright, Under My Skin and All of the Above by Juno Dawson, A Winter's Promise by Christelle DeBeau, Blue Bloods, Revelations, Masquerade, The Van Allen Legacy, and Misguided Angel by Melissa De La Cruz, Close Your Eyes by Nikki Cloak, Forestfall by Lyndon Clipston, The Bane Chronicles, and Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, The Deer and the Dragon by Piper C.J., Gorgeous Gruesome Faces by Linda Cheng, Bestiary by K. Ming Chan, The King in Yellow by Robert W. Chambers, Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, A Close and Common Orbit, Record of a Spaceborne Few, and To Be Taught to Be Fortunate by Becky Chambers, Underneath the Sycamore Tree by B. Celeste, 13 by Steve Kavanagh, Immortal Pleasures by V. Castro, Graceling, Fire, and Bitter Blue by Kristen Kashaw, Beautiful Little Fools by Gillian Cantor, Fledgling by Octavia E. Butler, The 39 Steps by John Buchanan, The Baby Is Mine by Oyukan Braithwaite, Next of Kin by Hannah Bonham Young, Robber Girl by S.T. Gibson, Unspeakable, edited by Celine Frone, Les Petits Mots, edited by Evelyn Freeling, The Fiends in the Pharaohs, edited by David T. Neal, and Christine M. Scott, Little Thieves by Margaret Owen, Truly Darkly Deeply by Victoria Selman, Some Desperate Glory by Emily Tesh, Threads That Bind by Kika Hatsopoulou, Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim, Darker by Four by June C.L. Tan, The Gilded Crown by Marianne Gordon, Trust by Hernan Diaz, The Red Scholar's Wake by Aliette de Baudard, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O, City of Nightmares by Rebecca Schaefer, Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber, Bonesmith by Nikki Powell Prito, Cruel Illusions by Margie Ferson, Song of Silver Flame Like Night by Amelia Wenzhou, A Marvelous Light by Freya Mask, The Whispering Dark by Kelly Andrew, Sleep Like Death by Kaylin Bayron, Last to Leave the Room by Caitlin Starling, Voyage of the Damned by Frances White, Murder Road by Simone St. James, These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan, Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, Moonstone by Laura Purcell, The Undertaking of Heart and Mercy by Megan Bannon, The Foxglove King by Hannah Witten, Poster Girl by Veronica Ross, A River Enchanted by Rebecca Ross, Sorrowland by Rivers Solomon, Book of Night by Holly Black, Mistress of Lies by K.M. Wright, The Dagger and the Flame by Catherine Doyle, A Dark and Drowning Tide by Alison Saff, Goddess of the River by Vaishnavi Patel, Sing Me to Sleep by Gabby Burton, The Black Hunger by Nicholas Pullen, Air by Saba Tahir, The Darkness Within Us by Tricia Levenseller, To Cage a God by Elizabeth May, Shanghai Immortal by A.Y. Chow, Belladonna by Adeline Grace, A Strange and Brilliant Light by Eli Lee, The Things We Do to Our Friends by Heather Darwin, An Academy for Liars by Alexis Henderson, The Cartographers by Peng Shepherd, The Leviathan by Rosie Andrews, The Book of Form and Emptiness by Rufazaki, Silver Nitrate by Sylvia Moreno Garcia, Confessions of an Antichrist by Marta Scadi, An Accident of Stars, and A Tyranny of Queens by Foz Meadows, The Way Up is Death by Dan Hanks, Bluebird by Seal Pillow, Under the Pendulum Sun by Jeanette Ng, These Deathless Shores by P.H. Lowe, Vow of the Shadow King and Heart of the Shadow King by Sylvia Mercedes, Ghost Towns by Charlotte Amelia Poe, Great Vampire Stories by various authors, Fraternity by Andy Mintus, Moby Dick by Herman Melville, Fallen and Torment by Lauren Kate, The Deathless Girls by Kieran Millwood Hargrave, Unraveller by Frances Hardinge, Reforged, Reborn and Reclaimed by Seth Haddon, The Curious Incident of the Dog at Nighttime by Mark Haddon, Manhunt by Gretchen Felker Martin, Tris Six Venom by Penelope Douglas, Labyrinth Lost by Zoraida Cordova, Fists of Justice, Heroes and Villains by Zachary Coleman, Girl 11 by Amy Suter Clark, Haunting Adeline and Hunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton, The Water Garden by Louise Soroya Black, The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest by Ken Kesey, Hidden Bodies by Caroline Kepnes, A Curse So Dark and Lonely, A Vow So Bold and Deadly, and A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Bridget Camerera, Murder at the Music Factory, The Health of Strangers, Songs by Dead Girls, and Death at the Plague Museum by Leslie Kelly, Silver Sparrow by Tayari Jones, How the One-Armed Sister Sweeps Her House by Cherry Jones, The Last Act of Adam Campbell by Andy Jones, The Rabbitback Literature Society by Pazzi Ilmari Jask El Ainan, The Guest Cat by Takashi Harade, All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover, Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix, The Burial at Thebes by Seamus Heaney, A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon by Sarah Hawley, A Storm of Sisters by Michelle Harrison, Remesa Ever After by Rajia Hafeizer, Harvest Dogs by Fritz Dries, The Undetectables by Courtney Smith, Gleanings by Neil Schusterman, Birth of a Killer, Ocean of Blood, Palace of the Damned, and Brothers to the Death by Darren Shan, Between Shades of Grey, I Must Betray You, and Salt to the Sea by Ruta Sepeti, Bad Gods by Guy Siebold, A Witch in Time by Constance Sayers, Her Dark Wings by Melinda Salisbury, The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger, If You Don't Have Anything Nice to Say, and This Song Will Save Your Life by Layla Sales, If I Was Your Girl, and Birthday by Meredith Russo, The Female Man by Joanna Russ, Carry On by Rainbow Rowell, The Haunting of Tyrese Walker by J.P. Rose, Death in Spring by Mercy Rodoreda, Powerless and Powerful by Lauren Roberts, Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse, Percy Jackson and the Battle of the Labyrinth, and Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian by Rick Riordan, The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston, Heartstream by Tom Pollock, 13 Minutes by Sarah Pinborough, The Midnight Club by Christopher Pike, Bridge to Terabithia by Catherine Patterson, The House of Shells by Afua Traore, Disappearance at Devil's Rock and Survivor Song by Paul Tremblay, Gone to See the Riverman and Along the River of Flesh by Christopher Triana, Satans and Shaitans by Abina Undenwe, The Merciless by Danielle Vega, Silver in the Mist by Emily Victoria, The Chosen and the Beautiful by Nevo, Your Turn to Die by Sue Wallman, The Life and Death Parade by Eliza Wass, Blood to Poison, The Wicker Light and The Wren Hunt by Mary Watson, The Life and Loves of a She-Devil by Faye Weldon, Peeps and Imposters by Scott Westerfeld, Must Do Better by Kate Weston, When We Fell Apart by Soon Wiley, Cookie by Jacqueline Wilson, The Extinction Trials Exile, and The Extinction Trials Rebel by S.M. Wilson, The Daylight Gate and Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit by Jeanette Winterson, The Agency for Scandal by Laura Wood, Orlando by Virginia Woolf, Native Son by Richard Wright, Butter by Asako Yuzuki, Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia, Gangster Rap by Benjamin Zephaniah, Red Sparrow by Jason Matthews, The Twins by L.V. Matthews, Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead, Ghostkin by Ellen Mello, The Host by Stephanie Meyer, Five Little Liars by Amanda K. Morgan, Beloved and God Help the Child by Toni Morrison, Death in Heels by Kitty Murphy, The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness, All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue, Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver, Invisible Monsters Remix by Chuck Palahniuk, Apple and Knife by Intan Paramaditha, The Exact Opposite of Okay by Laura Stephen, Once a Crime by Robin Stevens, Fear Street The Beginning by R.L. Stein, The Amulet of Samarkand by Jonathan Stroud, Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jesse Sutanto, Six Suspects by Vika Swara, Absolution by Anna Tan, The Secret History by Donna Tartt, Real Life by Brandon Taylor, Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Lainey Taylor, The Sunbearer Trials by Aidan Thomas, On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. So that is my complete physical TBR. I will pop a total on screen for how many physical unread books I have on my shelves. Let me know if you guessed a similar number, and don't forget to comment down below which of the books on my shelves you want me to read next year. But until next time, love you, bye.